Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CKA SAVE Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. On today's Odd Coaches Podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss the Washington football team as well as other random musings. Welcome to today's show.
All right. We're back here on the Odd Coaches Podcast, and Coach Francis wants to talk a little local football to us. Because We're not national yet, but we hope to be.
Yes.
So go ahead and set the stage, sir.
I think that one of the things we talked about all football season, we had that phone call, that weekly phone call about what was going on in D.C., Northern Virginia, and PG County. You know how it is. You know, they call the D.C. practice in Northern Virginia, but play in Maryland. You know how it is. So they're all confused anyway.
Yes, indeed.
I read this week they're going to have a quarterback competition. Like there's going to be a competition at quarterback between Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, and they brought in Fitzpatrick.
It's magic, baby.
It's going to be a quarterback competition.
So to my knowledge, sir, Coach Rivera said Fitzpatrick will start the season as quarterback or start camp.
Yes.
Quarterback, but it's an open competition. So to answer your question, the answer is yes. Okay. They're going to have competition with a lot of bargain basement quarterbacks. Okay. And I will have to defer this thought to you. I believe that quarterback is the most overvalued position in football. That's why I'm saying this to you. And I say this because my son and I did a top 10 quarterback list. Of top 10 average salaries. And I gave him the numbers 10 through 5 instead of 1 through 5. And I said, would you take him? And the answer each time was yes, 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 yes. I'll take him, I'll take him, I'll take him. And that was 10 through 5. So he didn't even care about the top 5 quarterbacks because he would have taken 10. He would have taken whoever was 9. He would have taken whoever's 8. So why are you crippling your salary cap when any of these guys you probably would have taken if you had a chance to take?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the position. This goes back to, remember, we're not smart enough or we don't pass the Wonderlic test at high enough scores for us to be a quarterback. Okay.
Sure.
So it's a position that they hold in the highest regard because that's the face of the organization. He's the guy going to be doing the car commercials and the local store commercials and the bank commercials and, you know, those kind of things. And 9 times out of 10, we're not that guy that's marketable. So what they're paying these quarterbacks, these owners get back tenfold, in other avenues. So to me, it's a very, very thin line. Outside of 3, maybe 4, I'll say 5 that are really, 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 really good quarterbacks. The rest is it's close. It's 1A, 1B, 6A through 6, L, in my opinion. You have Tom Brady, of course, the GOAT, hands down, the GOAT, Tom Brady. You have the best one I've ever seen live. And I say this, and my son played for, as you see the jersey hanging back there, he played for the Washington football team for 2 years. And the best one I seen live, and it's hard to imagine anybody ever better I just can't see. I'm trying to figure out, like, I've never seen anyone as good as Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers was boom. Like, it was a machine. You know, Tom Brady's like that, but I've never seen Tom Brady live. So I'll take Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees. Drew Brees, when he was in his prime, was really, really good. He fell off the surgeries, too many surgeries. But you take a guy like Drew Brees and you take these other guys like see, I forgot the guy's name out in he was in San Diego.
Philip Rivers.
Oh my God. Gunslinger. He just never had nobody around him. You know, I'll take Philip Rivers any day. So, you know, the Washington football team, they're going to have it's going to be a crazy competition because out of the three, Fitzpatrick is the best. He's done the most. Heineke came in, he did a really good job, but I would have to believe that Fitzpatrick's going to win that competition. Hands down.
And I hear they're not adverse to drafting a quarterback either. That's what I hear. Now, I've got to ask you, because I'm not a prisoner of the moment. And although I do not have the football cachet that you do, I'm not a smart man, but I've seen a couple of things. I am one of those 5 people that does not believe that Tom Brady is the GOAT. I'm one of those people. Because there was a certain dude in Texas who lost 10 years of his career because he served our country after winning the Heisman. Came into an old school coach who wouldn't even play him on a regular because he didn't like playing rookies, and went to 5 Super Bowls in 10 years. And if Jackie Smith catches the blasted ball, we're having different historical conversations. And that is Captain America, America's greatest hero, Roger Staubach.
Yeah.
And you cannot talk me away from that, because what he did in 10 years with no line, and God bless him, I love the little rise up and down, but when the ball was hiked, good luck.
Block nobody.
Oh, and lookout blocks. Billy Joe Dupree, Tony Dorsett, and then Dorsett, Robert Newhouse. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a prisoner of the moment. God bless the Super Bowls, the cheating, the scare. God bless all of it. But you can't talk me down from Roger Staubach. That was the first piece. Second piece goes back to what you said in terms of, that's why I think the position is overvalued. Because when you look at it strictly from, hey, Patrick Mahomes is on his first contract and they surrounded him with help. Andrew Luck would still be playing if Indianapolis said, let's get some linemen.
That was horrible.
So I think it's more of who's picking the groceries, so to speak, than actually the quarterback, because nobody can throw on their back. But I'm going to defer to you because that's what you do, sir.
That's like me telling you you don't need a point guard.
Depends on how I'm playing. Because I have won manufacturing points.
Okay, you manufacture.
I can't tell a fib, because on our Springbrook teams, when I coach Fowler and Campbell, no one scouted our point guard, and you're going under every screen. He's of no consequence. Right. And if he could get in front of Chase Lancaster, my career trajectory goes somewhere else, because we actually win the game instead of losing the game. At Paint Branch, we had a point guard by committee, and we called those guys Run TMG. And we said, between you 3, if you can get a triple-double, we're going to win. So it didn't matter who was in it. 2 fouls, who cares? 3 fouls, it doesn't matter.
I had that my first 2 years at Ole Mill. It was all by committee.
And they're good guys, and they bought in, and we won a stage. Yay.
Yeah.
Nope, Brady didn't do a good game plan, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I can say I've won with Hood, and I've won with that. Now with Hood College, we had a grown man point guard, and he ran everything. And don't shoot until the last 2 minutes of the game, and then you can shoot all you want because he was a game shot guy. He'll miss the whole first 38 minutes of a basketball.
I had a guy at Essex who was like that. He was the top 10 in assists, top 10 in turnover ratio, top 10 in the nation, top 10 in minutes played. Like Greg, I never forget Greg. Greg was amazing point guard. He made David and everyone else around him so much better. And first, like 3 or 4 games, he turned it over a little bit. But then, like, we went to Del Tech. I never forget when we turned the corner, we went to Del Tech, and he didn't have a turnover. He didn't have a turnover the whole game. And it was the first time I ever had a point guard who never had a turnover. And myself and my staff, we were sitting there like, and this was about midway through second half. Eric Lawson, big ups Eric Lawson, my guy. He was my top assistant. He hell of a recruiter, hell of a player. He used to be a player for me, worked hard. He said, I don't want to jinx it. I was like, what? He goes, Greg ain't, and I just said, no, I don't want to hear it. And it was too late then, because then my other assistant, it was, he's new to the staff. He ain't no better. Greg doesn't have a turnover. Like, all right, guy, whatever. Like, we're trying to keep it. But he finished the game with 0 turnovers, and we won at Del Tech. And that turned our season around. 3 days later, we went down and played Trace McGrady's old school in Carolina. And for the weekend, we played 3 games that weekend. I think for the whole weekend, he had 4 turnovers. Like, he changed everything for us. Everything.
Yeah. So again, I've won both ways. It's how I look at it, and it's the quantitative researcher in me to say, how much will I pay for this position? Mm-hmm. And it is that overvaluing that costs Dallas. Mm-hmm. Because if Dallas had to look at it from the projections of future earnings, they would have signed Dak early and kept it moving.
I don't think Scram family was even thinking like that, though, at that time, right?
Again, I look at numbers. I'm an educator. Right. I don't know football, but I know what's the top 5 guys making. Well, offer him something in the middle so he's not disrespected, and then start your negotiations from there. But they said, nah, we're good. And now looking at
I don't even want to talk about it now.
How'd that work out for you?
As a Cowboy fan, I don't even want to discuss that right now.
And I'm a fan of no one, because after Tony Dorsett was traded, yes, I'm still mad. I didn't like him since, and Emmett's overrated, and I'm still mad because of the Herschel Walker trade.
Whoa.
I said it.
Whoa.
I'm ready.
Whoa. Emmett is overrated. The Emmitt Smith, 22. Absolutely. 22.
Yes. I got data.
Overrated.
Data. No feelings, no emotions. Because of the Herschel Walker trade, and because Jimmy Johnson, not Jerry Jones, is a talent evaluator, he did what talent people do. Surrounded people with talent. So in the annals of NFL history, not Walter, not Barry, dang sure not Earl, Emmitt Smith was the running back in the history of football most set up for success based on what was around him in terms of his line. His line was a Hall of Fame line, yes. And Barry Sanders was running around with guys like me and you saying, go, Barry, go. Definitely. Go, Barry, go. Yeah. And because Detroit kept drafting wide receivers, Barry did the most gangster thing I've ever heard of in sports. I'm leaving. They said, you owe us money. He pulls out his checkbook, signs it, and gives it to him, and never came back.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Emmett's better than Barry Sanders. You cannot tell me, because if Barry had Emmett's line, he's running for 20,000 yards because he's hitting the hole and going. That's my rationale. I ain't mad at Emmett, but stop. I'm not a prisoner of today or yesterday. I'm a historian. It starts, as John Thompson said about Rabbit, it starts with Jim Brown. Okay, starts there, and then you can start funneling down.
Anywhere after Jim Brown.
Then you can start, what did he say in the book? You can count to 2, 3, 4, and 5, start at 5. Because it's Jim Brown. Like you said about Elgin Baylor.
Yes.
Hey, go read that book. It's a great book.
Yeah, I got a call from DeLon Parrish. He's the head coach at Wise. That's what he did this summer. First thing he did was read the book. I was like, man, I'm teaching summer school. He's like, nah, man, you got to read the book so we can talk about it. He's still mad at me, but I do have to take that, get that book. But on another note, going back to the Redskins.
Yes, Washington football team.
Excuse me, Washington football team. Okay. I find it kind of funny that the NFL allowed him to block the recent sale or offer for the team. Did you see that? The minority group offered $900 million last summer.
I did see that.
And then so he said, nope, I'll hire Jason Wright. I'll hire Julie Donaldson. Like, I'll get some minority people in. And to me, too late. To me, too little, too late. But I'll take your opinion on that.
Looking at it from just organizational leadership, you did all of the surface things you're supposed to. You talked about changing the name and you did something. As we say in the business that bought you some time, you make hires that are transformative hires that bought you some more time. How are you going to get rid of a guy who's doing these types of things? Meanwhile, behind the scenes, you're maneuvering because Washington Post investigation still out there. All of these things are still out there, but because Daniel Snyder is a business person, he has strong allies in the National Football League ownership. Strong allies.
Yes. Starting
with that dude in Dallas with the $1 billion stadium, and if you haven't gone there, that's $1 billion stadium. So, as a person of color, of course, anytime you can get somebody to the table, get to the table.
Yes.
Got to get to the table. But what influence does he really have? I don't know. You hire a minority coach, and then you luck up and win possibly the worst division in the past 20 years. So you're going into the offseason as division champs, which is like a T-shirt in our high school. If we won a division, here's a T-shirt, shut up. Because we only care about winning the region so we can get to the state.
Yes.
So you are no more closer to the Super Bowl than the West Unseld Bullets were to the championship. Because that's how I see the organization. You're so happy about not being last,
yes,
that you're not doing what's necessary to be
first. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not talking about beating the best of the bad teams because Giants going to get better. Okay, I don't know what the Eagles are doing. I can't talk about that. The Cowboys will always be competitive because they will sign the check. Now again, once they get into the playoffs, whatever happens, happens. So he's doing a lot to keep people quiet. That goes back to that sustainability. Will something actually happen? And I just don't see that. But hey, thank you, Jason, for getting the job and doing the thing. I actually like the Washington football team as a gimmick because you emphasize the W, and you can't be offended with a W.
No.
You can't be offended there.
No.
And the only people that should be mad are the Washington Huskies, because now when you look at Washington football, it's not going to be Washington Huskies, it's going to be Washington football team.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I'm looking at it. What are you thinking, sir?
I just think it's a little bit, as I looked into it and investigated a little more, like the man still owes $390-something million, all right, in debt. And they give him to 2028 to pay it off.
With the new TV contract.
Yes.
So that's going to get paid off. They're going to do like the IRS do. They just going to keep that for like 2 seasons, and then he's good.
But still, like, if you're looking for change, maybe you need to start there, start in ownership, because we know, as they say, it comes from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the rebranding has brought all this new energy around, the Washington football team. They're able to make more money because now they're not selling the quote unquote Redskin stuff anymore. The Washington football team now, that's hot. That's the new name, the WFT, with marketing and licensing. So it's a new chance for everyone else to make money on it too. And again, they did win the worst league probably in professional football history.
Some really bad football there.
Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst. But,
and as a football person, you know this better than I do. The smartest people in the history of sports are NFL defensive coordinators. And they've now got tape on Tyler, give me a Heineke. They got all the tape they want on Fitzmagic. And Kyle Allen, there was a reason why they didn't watch his tape in the first place. So I don't know how they're going to do next year, but there's been no repeat champion in NFC East. 20 years, maybe. I might have my numbers off. But they don't do repeat champions often. So you're still, I swear you're the Thunder Lightning Bullet. That's how I look at you as the local football team. Just good enough to be bad.
Yeah, and that goes right back to your Wizards every year, or the Bullets, or whatever you want to call them. I don't like that, but that's what's the saying? The gazelle wakes up every morning knowing he has to be faster than the fastest lion, and the lion wakes up every morning knowing he has to be faster than the slowest gazelle. Like, that's how you survive. Yeah. So when it comes to that, you know, they're just on that. To me, it's on that treadmill trying to get it. For especially these quarterbacks. It's going to be interesting to see, and that'll be a follow-up for us at some point, I'm sure. We'll keep that. That story will stay in for us. Guaranteed, that topic.
All right. We'll transition out.
The vision of the CKA SAVE project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CKA SAVE project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CKA SAVE project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CKA SAVE project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasaveproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support. We hope you enjoyed today's show. For more information about the CKA SAVE project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. You can follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA SAVE project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.